you doing? This is Sharon, and I'm just spending a little time in cleaning some things up in the kitchen. So I was going to talk to you for just a moment. Just a moment, just, talk about this repurpose thing. Someone was asking me questions today. I don't know if I like this circle. So since I'm just going to talk to you guys for a minute, let's just fix this circle. Yeah, so someone was chatting with me earlier today, which is good, as they should. We should chat. And it was a good chat, but they were asking me some questions. All right, here you go. They were asking me some questions. Basically, they think that I do a lot of things. And maybe I do, maybe I don't. It's relative. Kind of like people say that's expensive, but what's expensive to one person isn't expensive to somebody else, right? It is relative. So I was really just letting them know it seems like I do to some people. Like I said, it's relative, but I don't. I really don't. And so what happens is people think that I'm doing a lot, but I'm not, because there's the podcast network, then there's the podcast that I just kind of handed off. Then there are the books, right? I'm an author and I also help publish books. I help my people publish books who have been in my programs. The Reset, Language Mastery, Hold Your Form programs based off of the book. So it seems like a lot, right? But stay with me. It's really the same core message. And that's why this is titled Repurpose. Because sometimes we just think purpose and, oh, what's my purpose? I want to be fulfilled. What is this? But I'm about repurposing. There's a book that'll be coming out, hopefully by the end of this year. It's still in like the formative stages, and I don't want to get ahead of myself and write it to make a deadline, but it doesn't have the content and it doesn't spark the hearts. Like, take this break right quick. It doesn't spark the hearts as the design of it is to do, right? So repurpose. With repurpose, it really focuses on how we are actually to be on this potter's wheel, right? And he can remake us as it seems good to him. It may be marred in the hand. And some people say, no, we're perfect as we're being perfected. Maybe just stay with me. I'm not going to take you to church. I'm going to take you to this repurpose. And so I pretty much know my core purpose. And that core purpose, the function, shows up, manifests, reveals, is carried out in different ways. So you're like, well, she's an author and she has like a podcast. Yeah, why not? So can you, because we all have these things called transferable skills. And so I use these transferable skills to just carry out purpose in all of those areas. No one is one-dimensional. No one is one-dimensional. The same way somebody can play a video game and they can write code, they can also sing opera. You don't know. No one is just one thing. And so with repurpose, the books, publishing, I don't know, what else do I do? The podcast, all of those things are really about the same message. So it's just different avenues for the same purpose. And a large part of my purpose is letting people know there are options, that there are options out there because they may not know. And also just, I'm big on honesty. One of my life statements is to demolish any lie that happens to cross my path. So like if you are a habitual liar, you probably don't want to hang around me. It will be uncomfortable for you. And therefore it'll probably be uncomfortable for me. But yeah, so it's still the repurpose. So it's about being honest and visible. So anything I can do to help somebody with that honesty and that visibility, I'll do it. And visibility is helped by language. When you have mastered language or you can speak off the cuff, most communication is not going to be a presentation you've had 8 months to present. To carve out. It's not going to be that. It's going to be how you interact in grocery stores, how you interact at church, how you interact at the company parties, how you interact over the holidays, how you interact with individuals. What language do you use? Is your language registry only in one level? Can you go to another registry? Can you say hyperbole or say, hey man, you're doing too much? Like, can you transition in these things? And for a lot of people, especially minority people, you probably already been doing it. Or a woman, you've been what they call code switching. I just look at it as bilingual. Now I'm gonna get back up and finish cleaning. Because my point is, it can look like things somebody is doing a lot, but it doesn't really mean they are. What it means is they've learned the skills that they've learned, and they've learned different ways to make those skills work in different rooms. And so that's why I'm telling you this. The repurpose, I'm in places now. I've been in places that I would have never thought I could be in. And it started when I was riding a bike, always just with the hoodies that I'm back to now, saying I was riding a bike and it was like, I had the thought, master language. And I always liked to read, even as a kid. I was reading by age 5. I mean, fully reading and comprehending. But I was always like, I like words. And so it's like master language. So I took time and I really began to just master language in my adult life. How many doors did that open? Me mastering the language is a part of the transferable skills. And then I referee basketball. You like, dang, you did something else. And it seems like I'm scattered, but I'm not scattered because in basketball, I learned how to present. When you are an official and you really are sanctioned like by the state and you have to go to camps, you have to learn how to present. Let me tell y'all about officiating. If you're in college and you want to know how to separate yourself, do a summer or two of officiating. Any sport. I did basketball because you're going to have to present, right? You got to stand there and you got to say what it is. If it's a push, if it's a hold, whatever it is, you have to say it in front of a stadium or a gym full of people. Half of who are booing you, half of who are not. Well, how does that transfer, Sharon? Sharon, it transfers. Because when you become a leader at your job or you have to make hard decisions, you have to be willing to deal with the fact that half the people gonna rock with you and half the people aren't. If it doesn't benefit them, if the bucket isn't going in for them, they're booing you because they want to win. They don't want anybody else, the other team, to win. And so I just learned these transferable skills and I share them. And it helps the people I share them with become more visible. That's why they have the confidence to write a book. That's why they have the confidence to do a podcast. They already been wanting to do it. It's stuff you've been wanting to do. But when it's time for you to talk to somebody about it, maybe the language isn't there. Maybe the confidence isn't there. Maybe, maybe there's an internal dialogue that has you talking so much to yourself, you can't even communicate with the people who are in front of you. It is time. It's time, y'all. It's time. Go ahead, take the language mastery course and watch your life change. Watch your life change. It's not a magic pill. It's just a program that works and shows up in relationships, professional business, whatever it is. So, hey, you know what? I really think you should just look at the language mastery program and maybe take it. And when I come back, I'm just going to let y'all know exactly, maybe not exactly, but close to exactly how I have done some of the things I've done and just been some of the places I've been. That's it. Regular old me. And that's the thing, repurpose. I'm just clay. I may be a bowl this week, a spoon next week, but I'm clay, baby, and I'm going to stay wet. I am clay and I'm going to stay wet and I'm going to be repurposed. And it'll look like I'm doing the most or I'm doing a lot. I'm not. I'm just following along the ride and I'm saying yes, that I'm willing to do half the things I want to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. You have to work with other people, and sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes they are in your face. God, I'm talking to myself too. But you still have to work with that person, so you have to lean over the shoulder and see what the result is that you want. You have to be the adult, and you have to let it go, because I can't run a race carrying your bags, my bags, and everybody else's bags.
I'm Dr. Kathy Martin, and I am living proof that with Sharon Combs, Coach Shay, and UCVI leadership, processes, and strategic avenues work.
All right, so I told y'all I was in here cleaning up. I just want to share this stuff with you guys, man. I know it's a little dark in here. It may not be the perfect lighting, but hey, listen to me. Put me in your ear. You may be on your commute to work anyway. It will seem like people are doing a lot, but don't use what someone else is doing to disqualify what you can do. You can be repurposed too. It may not be a book, a podcast. You may be a coach for your son's football team or your daughter's soccer team, whatever, or your daughter's football team and your son's soccer team. I can't tell you how to repurpose it. I can just tell you language mastery will allow you to influence rooms that you've yet to be in, the rooms you're in now and the ones you've yet to be in. And if you couple that, that language mastery with your transferable skills, you will be able to you'll be able to more effectively articulate what you are and what you carry, regardless of who the audience is. You'll be able to discern, audience psychology, what's going on, what's the feel of the room, what's the vibe of the room. Do I need to stay on this part a little more, or do I need to move on? What's my purpose in this room? As I'm being repurposed, what is the message I'm to leave with them? Is it just to check my boxes, or is it to see transformation come? Whatever it is, for you, it may be just to get a sale. I don't know. I just know language mastery works. And when you repurpose these things, your message is pretty much the same. It's just going out in different areas. That's all repurpose means. We're going to use something again and get another use out of it, another something out of it. And that's just it. Why not optimize what you have? Why not optimize what you have? It's worth it, guys. So I rambled. Y'all saw me in my kitchen, just talking to you. I'm burning the midnight oil. It's just before 1:30 in the morning. I just got off an amazing cohort that I'm a part of. Just learning new things. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let people know. Because sometimes when you're talking to people will be more impressed with you than you are. And here's the deal. This is exactly why I know without a shadow of a doubt, as I'm in here, yes, I need to do that coffee pot too. Without a shadow of a doubt, as I'm in here, that all things are possible. You just have to be willing to be repurposed, okay? Be willing to be repurposed. Be willing to be repurposed. Life is full of transition, but just stay wet, stay on that potter's wheel. And, if you're a spoon, be the best spoon you can be. If you're a bowl, be the best bowl. Cup, be the best cup. But know that the makeup of that thing is still clay. The makeup of who you are is still the same, but it can be used in different areas, in different places. And it doesn't only have to be a utensil. That's the thing about clay. It can be a spoon, a bowl, or a cup, but it can also be a vase. You know what I'm saying? It can also be a piece of pottery. It's so many things it can be. Don't limit what you can be, guys. Get in this class. I know many of you have already talked about wanting to start a podcast. You're going to have to speak. Many of you have talked about the promotion you want. You're going to have to talk in that interview. You're going to have to negotiate. You're going to have to advocate for your skill set, the things that you have. So language mastery will help you. Oh, if I could just get y'all to know, it'll change your life, because I ain't too special and it changed mine. I mean, I think I'm special, but it changed mine. And it can really unlock and open doors. So that's all I have for you guys. Don't be afraid to step out. Be willing to be repurposed. Don't worry. Your consistency and who you are is the same, but you're going to get skills. You're going to learn things. You're going to learn how to transfer things, and you're going to have the ability to articulate it. Over 90% of altercations and conflicts have to do with communication. Communication, language mastery, hold your form, the book, emotional intelligence. Those things combined already are setting you ahead in most interactions. So I hope you guys rock with it. I hope it's something that that you can truly enjoy. I really do. And I think I'm going to play a couple more things before I leave. If y'all have any questions, just put them in the chat. Please, if you're watching me on YouTube, what will be helpful for me and helpful for YouTube, because they want to know. I'm looking at the screen and not the camera. They really want to know. So it'd be helpful if you like the video. Super helpful if you subscribe. And super duper, come on, quit playing. I love the support. You helping me out if you put a comment in. Oh my God. YouTube probably will send me a letter in the mail. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right, guys. So I'm going to play a couple more things and then I'll be right back. for you guys today. I got on up to finish that up. I'm finishing up my evening. I hope I'm able to go to sleep. If not, I'll be up doing a little more work. But I'm pretty hyped. Just that cohort was off the chain. It's been, oh my God, it's been an amazing day. Yeah, so repurpose. This is a repurpose morning blast. The purpose of it is to let you know and inspire you. I'm just talking cleaning up tonight, but I want to share stuff with you that, hey, things are possible, man. Things are possible. Stuff is easier than it is hard. But if it was, stuff is easier than if it was, stuff is easier than it is hard. Let me just be clear, because I'm just talking to y'all now. I'm not trying to effectively communicate and show you the skill set that will get you opportunities, dollars, and less stress and more room to breathe. What I'm just trying to say, stuff is easier than it is hard. However, that doesn't mean that it's easy. Stuff is easier than it is hard, but it doesn't mean that it's easy, because if it was, everyone would do it. But it does mean if you are consistent and you point your consistency in the area towards the arena that you wanted to go, then you will have a natural progression, and certain things, they're just inevitable because you keep going. You just keep going. So yeah, I don't know. I may cut that part out, or I may leave it. That's what I'm saying. But I hope y'all have a good morning. I hope your commute has been good. If y'all have questions, and if you're like, man, what is she talking about? Just listen to it again. It makes sense, y'all. It does make sense. Just listen to it again, because I want you to be able to experience everything you want to experience. Period. I do. And language mastery can help you with it. The book Hold Your Form can help you with it. My gosh, progressive leadership can help you with it, because you're scaling and you're transitioning into new rooms, into new leadership rooms. My God, what else? The reset can help you with it. It's a 30-day kickstart program. I mean, these are things I can tell you about, or you can ask people who've been in them. And I want you to win. I want you to win today. I want you to win tomorrow. And maybe 2 or 3 days from now, you'll be like, oh my God, I had a rough day. But I even want you to win that day. If it's just in picking yourself up and dusting yourself off and continue to walk. Guys, you have the ability to repurpose so many of your transferable skills. And language mastery, as you are understanding that and coming out of your head, will help you influence, not necessarily control, because I don't believe you should try to control people, but it will help you influence the rooms in such a way that your confidence about your competence will give them confidence in your competence, just like that. And so that's pretty much all I got for y'all today. Y'all be safe. God bless. Have an amazing day. If you can, give grace to somebody, because grace is a good thing to give. So give grace to somebody, even if, just be kind to somebody, not for wealth or fame or because something's going to be really good for you, but it's just a good thing to do, It's a good thing to do. Decide you'll be the thermostat today. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Like I said, y'all be safe and God bless.
Sharon Combs. She is an experienced, passionate, and charismatic speaker. Since 2000, Sharon has been investing herself in the success of others, captivating them with humor and openness that promotes audience engagement.
It doesn't have to be a fight between me and you. We can focus on solutions. And how do we focus on solutions? We establish common ground.
The thing I want to say is, if you are fortunate enough to reach Coach Shay and set some time up with her, you're going to be very lucky.
We have assumptions, so many, and you have to check your assumptions, because your assumptions can be the very barrier or bottleneck to us being able to work effectively together.
You're going to realize your true growth potential as a leader as well. She actually presented it in a way it felt new.